Hey, what's up you guys, it's IAmTheLionRider, and today I am here to basically show off what I should have shown off yesterday. So I apologize for that. I had a good thing going for a little bit. I was going good with the daily uploads, getting all the news out as it came out, and then obviously Father's Day happened, and I went to Franklin Park with Julie, and I could probably talk about that later this week, maybe on a stream or something. But what today I am going to be covering is our final animal reveal. And I'm not gonna lie, today is a bit of a solemn day for that reason. So you're probably like, Nick, why is it a solemn day? I think today may mark the final day I can actually use white rhinos as clickbait in my thumbnails, which is kind of upsetting. As a lot of you know, for the last probably 2 years or so, I've been able to periodically kind of hype up this game because of the lack of white or black rhinos in Planet Zoo. And yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird being like now we officially finally have them in the game, and I don't know. I feel like it was every major conversation video or mod video, I could just throw in a white rhino consistently, and then people clicked on it. And now that's not going to be special anymore, so it's a little sad day. But you know, with that being said, let's check out the actual white rhino. So here it is. So we saw the white rhino a little bit in the first image, but I actually got to say, these images do the white rhino justice a lot better. So we actually have some kind of full body things where we can actually see their proportions from the side. So we can definitely tell that they did make them a lot more elongated than the Indian rhino, which is really, really nice. And so I actually think that from this distance specifically, those little criticisms I have about like, oh my god, the face detail isn't as good as the mod or whatever, they're kind of rectified, because it's not that bad. Now, I will say they're kind of cheating a little bit to make it seem more detailed in these images because they're wet. So I know a lot of people are like, why are they so shiny? It's because they're in front of the sprinkler. So this is their like kind of like covered in water form. And when they're covered in water, the normal map shows through a lot more, so you get to really see like the little detail and like the wrinkles and stuff that might not always be there with the actual texture. So I think these images do it a lot better justice than the original images. But that being said, let's talk about the main thing, and that is the adorable little babies. I love the baby white rhinos. They are absolutely adorable. The baby Indian rhinos were frankly rather ugly. I'm not going to even lie. They were not good looking. Actual baby Indian rhinos are pretty cute. The ones in game just kind of looked like slightly smaller versions of the adults, and they were really fat. And I'm glad that they actually like definitely significantly changed what the baby white rhinos look like, because they look adorable. Frankly, they look a little too small, which I don't know if that was, you know, intentional or not, but these look like they're like freshly newborn baby rhinos versus like the Indian rhino, which was maybe like a 2 or 3 year old white rhino or Indian rhino, where it was a little bit older. So actually, that might be my only criticism, is just next to the adults they're a little too small. But regardless, I think they're cute. And then I guess the most notable thing is the inaccurate part of this is, why are there 3 baby rhinos when rhino gestation is forever? Which, unless there's a whole squad of rhinos, a whole what's the thing? A whole crash of rhinos behind the camera, there probably shouldn't be 3 babies, because that'd be very, very difficult to pull off. But they look really cute. So I'm very excited to have them in the game finally. They look really, really adorable, and yeah, I mean, rhinos are some of my favorite animals. African rhinos specifically. They are some of my favorite animals in the game. Now, that being said, I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit of the background detail, because I know I've mentioned this in the last video and stuff like that, but we get another up-close look at some of the new props. So these are definitely all individually placed pieces, which is crazy. So I'm pretty sure there are different individual shapes that are going to be flexi color. So it looks like we have some, like this arrow shape was maybe used for like some of this detailing here, and then we have the circle shapes. It looks like we might have like a kind of a GPS location, you know, shape or something. And then I think some of these center things might be like more a detailed, elaborate, like square pieces or something. But I think they look really, really good, so I'm very excited to start using these. If anyone was concerned about like, oh, well, this pack is only going to be for Middle Eastern themes or like Moroccan themes, it looks like you can, since we have basic circles and triangles and stuff, you could make your like traditional sub-Saharan Africa like sets and stuff by just decorating your wall and coloring these appropriately. Because now we've seen they're definitely flexi color because we've seen them on so many walls. So, that being said, we also have a few new little foliage things, like I said. So, we definitely are getting foliage this time. So, obviously, we see that new grass that we keep seeing again and again. But then you also kind of see here, I believe this is a dragon blood tree. So, this is probably the closest up, like, look at what we've seen from it. And it looks really, really good. And then again, maybe it's just me, I think we have new palm trees in the background. Just saying. It looks like these ferns aren't... They look a little higher res than the ones that are currently in the game. So I'll just say it. These are the foxtails, but these ones look a little bit different. But yeah, so that basically brings us to the end of the video. Again, not a crazy amount of content, but what I will say, since the pack releases as of today, tomorrow, so it will release on June 22nd, at approximately, usually it's about 7 a.m. my time. It's usually early in the morning, so 7 a.m. Eastern in the United States. So I would definitely maybe take that into consideration, that if you haven't already, please, please, please remove your mods. I don't want to have anyone lose their maps. I don't want anyone to be like, oh my god, what the heck, I lost everything because I can't load into my big year-long zoo because mods crashed my game or something. Please uninstall your mods. Now you're probably wondering how to do this, and I'm actually gonna cut to a fellow modder, Giorno, on their post on Reddit to help you show you how to do that. Okay, and we're back. So now I am over on the Planet Zoo subreddit, and our fellow modder, Giorno Pizzas, who's done a few mods like the Kinkajou and stuff, did do this quick little PSA and has been trying to, you know, promote it around. I know Leaf and I have been doing it, but, you know, I'm glad that other modders are also trying to get in on this, just so that we're making sure that everything is all set. But essentially what Giorno says is exactly what I've been telling you guys. So Cobra Engine's updated from version 19 to 20, and that's going to read things differently from how they currently are being read. So all OVL files are totally a different format. Now, I have talked to Jesse. We actually got our first 1.6 mod working yesterday, so it does appear like we will be getting a solution out there sooner rather than later. So that is really good news. So I want to thank my anonymous people for helping us out to like get that day one patch. That'll be really useful for the community. But essentially, if you do not want to have any issues with your mods, first things first, you're going to remove any and all scenery mods from your zoo. So that includes stuff like the Green Anaconda, the Chain Link Fence mods. If you were one of my other content creator friends that have early access to the Safari pack that I made, remove any of those scenery. And of course the Flamingo mod and the Woolly Mammoth mod set that NDP made. So any of those mods, make sure you just remove all of your scenery. Now here's how you're going to check to make sure you removed all of your scenery. You're going to think you removed everything. You're going to uninstall the mod. I want you to then load back into the map, and then if it crashes, you forgot to uninstall something. So what you're going to do then is you're going to re-add the mod, go in, and then search for where that item is. So I recommend you kind of like delete stuff in chunks and then kind of like solo out individual parts and stuff. For the most part, most people shouldn't have a ton of issues with the existing mods, because it basically means that you're either going to be searching for mostly Chain Link, I'd assume is like the most notable pieces, or the hardest ones are probably going to be if you have any of NDP's little like skeleton display little rods, those are going to also be a little difficult to find. Luckily, since the Safari Pack isn't out for everyone, that won't be an issue, because that it does have a lot of tiny items that would be hard to find. But once you think you have everything, you should be able to uninstall the mod correctly and load in the game, and if that loads in the game, you have successfully uninstalled all scenery mods. Now, similarly, you're going to want to try to uninstall your animal mods regardless by first removing them from all trade centers in maps you care about, because that will crash your game. That is kind of a known thing. Animals that are just in your parks, you can just remove them or remove the mod file, and that shouldn't be an issue. But please remove them from your trade center at minimum. That would be #1 priority. And then, of course, if you have any replacement mods, so any of the Big Cat remakes or anything like that, those are going to be wiped regardless, because the game's going to be overwritten when you verify game integrity. Now, if you need extra time for whatever reason, let's say you're not going to be home today or tomorrow, you don't want the game to auto-update or whatever, you can just go to Steam and you can just go in offline mode and just make sure that you just don't get the new download. If you don't get the new patch, you should be fine for now, until you are absolutely ready to actually join us in the 1.6 hype. And like I said, in a worst case scenario, we should be trying to get these animal patches out as soon as possible. So like I said, please only do this for like maps you truly care about and you can't live without. If you're a fellow modder and you have test scenes or something, it's probably not a big deal if you have, little fit issues or whatever. But if you care about like big zoos or something, please remove any scenery from those. So, with that being said, I know that's a little bit of a long PSA, but thank you all for watching. I'm going to link this in the description of my video so that you guys can check it out if you need further detail. Again, your content folder in the end should look like this: content 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and game main, to be ready for tomorrow. But thank you all for watching as always, and like, comment, and subscribe. I am out. Love you guys. Bye.